Huh? No, they don't have it. Not seen the post.
I got a link saved.
It's Joe something or other is all that I know. And
Have you already updated it? Started updating a doc?
no. Oh, there
Oh,
it
okay.
is. Joe Manganiello, whatever that is. Yeah. Manganiello. He will be Deathstroke.
Oh, okay.
So not Deadshot, but Deathstroke. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense because he kind of looks like the guy that played Deathstroke in Arrow a little bit.
Yeah.
And I feel like this cast is going to pretty much be a Sony bashing cast for the most part. It's like, what has Sony screwed up on? A lot in the last week.
Yeah. I don't even know if I've caught it all.
No mod support. The pros, literally in some ways better, but in most ways crappier version of the Xbox One S.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but
I would go that far. The only benefit the Pro has over the Xbox One S is the fact that it has a more powerful GPU in it,
has more powerful GPU and CPU.
but it doesn't support 4K Blu-rays. The only 4K
That's the only
playback it.
That's the only thing it doesn't have that the Xbox One S does have.
Did they say that it has HDR support too? Because I didn't see HDR.
Yeah, it's got HDR. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it has HDR support. Yeah, it can. It's got HDR support. It can stream in 4K. They just didn't put a 4K Blu-ray player in there.
And the Slim is apparently taking over the place of the old PlayStation. You know what I didn't see addressed at all in any of them is how it deals with cooling. Nope.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Nobody talked about how if they fix the fan issue. So I guess that's going to be a wait and see.
Yeah, that'll have to be wait until somebody gets one and fucking breaks it down and sees what's actually inside there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Recore is coming out fucking on Tuesday.
Yep. Starts at 9 o'clock tomorrow night.
So did Michael ever comment back?
He texted me and said that he can't.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. What do you say? Yeah, it's no go for me. Sorry.
What? That's so. Michael is so confusing sometimes.
Let me know whenever you're ready.
Okay. Are we gonna put any of this shit in the doc so we know which way we're going, or?
Oh no.
Or do you just want to run it and
You can just kind of fly by the seat of our pants. See if I have Google pulled up.
So I made it today's date.
See if I can grab the doc. Drive. Check with me. Still got stuff in there. Holy shit, that's a long list of releases. Are those all current?
It's all this week. Well, three of them are fucking why they have them separated. Or, yeah, 3 of them are fucking Dead Rising. Because they got that damn Dead Rising re-release bullshit. And the BioShock collection.
Oh, damn. That releases same day as freaking Recore.
Yeah, and the Witness is coming to Xbox One, apparently.
All right. All right, well, lead us on with Fearless Leader.
Yeah, I forgot. Let me get up. Just say, let me get up to the chat in case Casey's watching.
Cool.
Oh, fuck.
So no real news about PlayStation Plus or Game with Gold or anything?
I mean, they're already out.
Yeah,
I know we had them. Yeah, and I don't remember if we talked about them. Our last show went up on the 23rd.
Do you know all the price points for the PlayStation 4?
$299 for the Slim, and then $399 for the Pro. And it's got a 1 terabyte, and the Slim has only a 500.
So stupid.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Yeah. Still.
Anything released lately? Nothing I can see. Nothing I can see.
All right.
Lots of TV shit though.
Yeah, like I said, I know I had some shit on Twitter that I saved. I can just kind of keep my favorites up. New Batman, I just said that. And then I can pull up that article. Compare. Well, that's compare. I got an article comparing Scorpio to PS4 Pro, but
Might as well pull it up on here, the Deathstroke casting, so I can put the guy's name in there, even though it's
yeah. Did you hear the one rumor that because you know how they said and the PS4 Pro definitely has HDR support because they said PS4s could get are supposedly going to get a patch to support HDR.
Yeah, there's going to be a HDR. Yeah.
And one of the rumors, I think it got debunked already, but that you were going to have to pay, that consumers were going to have to pay for the patch.
That wouldn't surprise me in the least, actually.
Okay, close this shit down.
Just wondering though, how well is it going to work?
Like I said, you know me, I'm not the super visual type anyway, so
yeah,
that shit don't affect me. Like I have a 4K TV, but I don't think it supports HDR anyway, so
yeah, mine downstairs doesn't support HDR, but it doesn't matter because I'm up here. So I plan by the time the Scorpio comes out next year to replace this one up here with a 4K one that supports HDR. But I'm not like,
I don't know. I guess I'll have to see it and decide if like is it really worth it.
Yeah.
Because for me, I don't think it will be. I don't think it's going to affect. I don't think it's going to bother me one way or the other. Like I was watching fucking on Twitter, fucking dumbass. All right, I guess I shouldn't get that inflammatory since we're live. But fucking hip hop gamer. You know how flamboyantly jackassery he is. He was talking about NBA 2K and how awesome the hair and shit looks.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's just me. I don't know. I have to get somebody else's opinion. But the hair in the game, like in the prelude that you can download right now, like it looks terrible to me. Like it looks like trash, and I don't. So I need to get somebody else's opinion.
I haven't downloaded it yet. I mean, typically I'm all about the basketball games. Like I bought those NBA 2K games years and years on end, and then I haven't bought one since 13, 14 maybe. I'll probably end up picking it up this year once it drops in price, just because the year after year just kind of there's no point to it buying a sports game year in and year out. I mean, give it at least a few years between you buying the new one. Just that way you're just paying $60 for a roster upgrade and slightly better graphics. Bayonetta is on backwards compatibility now. Sweet. What is this report?
All right. Oh yeah, and then the moment you notice, like if I go silent for a while, make sure you say something because you know this laptop has a tendency to lose my snowball for some reason, randomly.
Okay.
So I can try and change mics or do something.
All right, will do.
I hate this fucking laptop so much.
All right, we'll kick us off.
Hello and welcome to Cleverly Named Podcast. We are everyday gamers from across the country that get together to talk about the past week in gaming and what we find interesting. I am PJ, this week's host, and joining me for the last and final time is Josh.
What up?
What up, Josh? So I guess we'll jump off with the why this is happening. Why will this be your last time with us, buddy?
Well, some things have changed where I can't really talk about it too much. But what I can say is that I have gotten a job doing some network design and support for a small indie dev. So conflict of interest and all that. Can't work for a game news group and work for a game developer at the same time. It's kind of frowned upon in the industry. So I am, here doing my last cast, and the next time you guys see me on it, it'll probably be to talk about a game whenever that finally gets announced officially.
Well, congratulations, sir. On to bigger, better things than us.
I don't know how well it's gonna go. I mean, I'm hoping we blow up, but that one thing about indie developers, that first game. I mean, there's technically, I guess there's multiple IPs apparently at work, but I don't know how well we're gonna do. I haven't been briefed on anything really, so hopefully going forward we'll be good.
As long as your check comes in, you're all happy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As long as it clears.
Got to pay for that new mortgage.
That's right. That's right. In my lovely new man cave here.
Exactly. So it's been a couple weeks since we've gotten on with the holiday and everything like that. We took last week off, and the week before we kind of missed just because it's rough getting everybody together. Yeah. So what have you been playing since the last time we talked?
Kind of a lot of everything. I actually re-downloaded all the Mass Effect games on my PC and applied the high texture mod to for Mass Effect 1, or high resolution texture mod for Mass Effect 1 onto that game, so it looks pretty as hell. Been playing that a little bit, and been playing Halo, Battlefield beta. I played a crap ton of. That's pretty much it.
Alrighty then. Me, myself, and I have been playing Madden. Of course, I got the Madden League bullshit going on. I'm 1-0 right now in our league. Luckily, I had a real person to play, but he was busy, so he got set to auto, and I got to play the computer, so I got a win in. Very happy about that.
I'm hoping, I hope you beat the computer.
I wouldn't be the first time I've lost to the computer. But they do. I think our league is set on pro, not even all pro. I think so. Yeah. So hopefully I don't lose the computer. But knowing me, it happens. I get mad and frustrated, and dudes playing Madden. What else have I been? Oh yeah, the NBA 2K Prelude came out. What was it? Yesterday, day before, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I did finally get to download that and check it out. They updated the way you do your scan your face. They do it with an app now, and that is broken currently. So awesome. I cannot speak to how accurately it does scans your face in this year.
The last version of the game that I got was the game that they first introduced that feature, and it was broken as hell then too.
Exactly. It seems to be broken at launch almost every year. Because I know there was terrible ones going around last year of monsters being made. But other than that, I played it. I mean, it seems like mostly the same game I play. I played some 2K last year. But I didn't play a ton of it. My little brother plays it more than I do. So maybe next week we can get him on here to talk about it. Maybe we'll see. We get him to talk about. He's a big sports gaming guy, so he plays Madden and uh, NBA 2K and FIFA and almost all the sports games. That's what he mostly plays. Trying to think. Oh yeah, and the Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Did you guys get that?
Nope, you're the only one I think that got it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did. I did pick that up. I'm not real far into it. I've been hit or miss. I've been super busy with work. If you guys didn't know, let's see. I've been to just in the past like 2 weeks. I've traveled. I don't know, through roughly 15 to 20 different states. Roughly. Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, I had to like 2 weeks ago today. I drove to Arizona. So that was the majority of my states right there. And then I went to Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, and yeah, I've been all over. I'm gonna try to get to drive through all 50 or 48 states. I'm not driving to Alaska.
You're not gonna go across the water.
I can't drive to Hawaii, and I'm not driving to Alaska. I mean, I guess if they paid me enough, I would drive to Alaska, but I don't think anybody's gonna pay me to drive to Alaska. That would cost a lot of fucking money. Like a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, that would definitely that'd be a little bit of a drive. I don't even know if your car would make it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it would depend on the time of year I went. If we got deep into winter, there's a chance I might hit some spots that my car might not be able to make it through. Possibly. But if we had some summertime, I could probably, my car would make it all the way up there. But yeah, Deus Ex, I've really been enjoying what I've been playing. It's real similar to Human Revolution.
Well, I would hope so. I mean, Human Revolution was a pretty good game.
Yeah, exactly. They've expanded on it, and you have a whole bunch of new powers and stuff, obviously.
The only thing I didn't like about Human Revolution, and I think it was because of the technology at the time, because when Human Revolution launched, I mean, graphically and everything, that game was kind of pushing a bar. Yeah. And just because of all of that, the limitations of Human Revolution, I felt that the game was very it's not corridor-y, but like the play spaces that you were in were all kind of very all of them were kind of, secluded to very, very small areas. I felt like, I mean, they had a bunch of different paths and everything that you could go through, but like when you got to the main city hubs for each game, it didn't really feel like there was all of that much to go explore.
I mean, I think it's very similar in this one. Also, it's not like huge, wide open spaces. There's a lot of different ways you can go, but you're right, they are kind of smaller corridors that you're going down, no matter which corridor you choose to go down, whether it's through vents or through alleys or up fire escapes, all that different. There is lots of different ways to go, but it doesn't have those big, huge like set pieces or anything like Uncharted or something really has. That you don't really get that sense of magnitude
Gotcha.
from this game.
Well, I want to cut in real quick because superfan Sean Mayhew, who is apparently watching our stream right now, he messaged me and he asked me if we're the only ones running it tonight. And I told him we are, and he said that he wants me to call out Lewis, Danny, Ryan. You guys, he says specifically, call them out. They're losers for not being here. Joey, I'm not going to call out because Joey has technical issues. We already know about this, but Michael, we already know he's doing family things with the wife. But Ryan, Danny, Lewis, you've been called out. So
I tell him he can chat in our YouTube chat also.
He probably already knows because you just told him.
There we go. If he's watching live, he knows that. Yeah, you can comment in the YouTube chat, and I will see that instantly. But yeah, so I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's about all I've been playing. Just those three things. I did check out the Battlefield, but it's Battlefield.
Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later.
I guess we can get into that a little deeper. You can get into it a little
I
deeper.
can get in a little bit deeper. Hell yeah.
I'm gonna say it's another Battlefield.
Wrong, and I'll tell you why. But let's move on to.
Except for in this one, I don't know how to fire the sniper rifle. But hey,
it's called a trigger.
I pulled the trigger. It wouldn't do anything.
It's called reload.
I was loaded. Trust me, it was driving me bananas. I don't know if it was a glitch. I don't fucking know.
Probably a glitch.
But I'm sitting there, I'm looking down the scope, and I'm sitting there pulling the trigger, and it wouldn't do anything. I'm like,
wait. Did you shoot once, and then we're still looking down the scope trying to fire?
No, I never got a chance to fire my sniper.
Okay, then yeah, glitch.
Yeah, like I said, I never got, like, I was like, all right, I was in that, was there only one map in this one?
Yeah, there's only one map.
Okay, like I said, I didn't play that much of it, but I was on that map, and I was like, well, everybody's sniping. Let me get out of sniper and see if I can do any better than I've ever done in any other Battlefield, because bullet drop is a bitch, and I hate Battlefield.
He hates realism.
I do. I play video games for the video game nature, not for the realness. I don't care about that shit. I play video games to run on walls and jump on Titans.
That's a completely different game, but all right.
I know it is, but I'm just saying.
All right. So this week's releases, I'm not gonna say I'm like Lewis did. Lewis, you should be here, you son of a bitch, to do the Ryan version. But
if you haven't listened to our last episode, please go listen. Even if you don't listen to all of it, go listen to that section. It's fucking hilarious.
So the first one is Iron Fish on the PC for September 12th. I am just going to make a disclaimer that all of the rest of these that I'm going to list until I actually change the date are all September 13th. So I don't have to say September 13th a lot. BioShock, the collection, Xbox One, PS4, PC, Dead Rising, Xbox One, PS4, PC, Dead Rising 2, Xbox One, PS4. Really, that's not on PC, but the first one is.
Maybe it's already out. Maybe the first. I don't know.
That could be. Dead Rising 2 off the record. Xbox One, PS4. Don't Starve Together, PS4. Miku. Labyrinth of Death, Vita. Oh my god, Vita got a game. NASCAR Heat Evolution, Xbox One, PS4, PC. Neverending Night, PC. NHL 17, Xbox One, PS4. Pac-Man Championship Edition 2, Xbox One, PS4, PC. Psycho Pass, Mandatory Happiness, PS4, Vita. Another Vita game. It's like they're on fire right now. Pro Evolution.
Someone said the Vita was dead.
I know, right? Pro Evolution Soccer 2017, Xbox One, PS4, PS3, 360, PC. Guys, you got to stop making games for PS3 and 360. It's time to call it quits,
dude. It's Konami. It's never time to call it quits.
Recore, Xbox One, PC. I'm actually very excited for that game. Rive. Xbox One, PS4, Wii U. Holy crap, a Wii U game. That's about as rare as a Vita game. PC. Slain, Back from Hell, PS4. The Witness is finally coming to Xbox One. Now, Conga Master, PC, September 14th. There you go, change of date. Event O. PC, Mac, September 14th. Sorcery Part 4, The Crown of Kings, PC, Mac, iOS, Android, September 15th. Adrift, Xbox One, September 16th. I'm looking forward to that too. Dragon Quest 7, 3DS, September 16th. And those are our game releases for the week.
Yeah, I didn't realize Adrift was coming out already. I thought that was still a ways off.
That's okay. I thought Adrift was out already because, like, I saw somebody like I don't know if they were in like a beta of it or something, but they were playing it on Twitch. And so I sat there and like kind of watched it, and I was like, holy crap, the game's out? That's awesome. And I never ever thought to go buy it. I was just like, well, I better stop watching the stream so I don't ruin things for myself. But yeah, I've thought that game has been out for like 3 weeks, and I am apparently completely wrong. So
one of the main reasons I'm still kind of semi-interested in that game is just because the person who made it.
Yeah.
If
the
you
guy that,
if
the
you
guy
don't
that called
know,
out
it's
all the
the guy-
gamers.
if you don't know who made it, it's the guy who infamously said "deal with it" on Twitter and got fired / resigned / let go from Microsoft.
Yep.
During their Xbox One launch fiasco.
During when Microsoft was having crappy relations with gamers. Speaking of crappy relations with gamers, PJ, Sony this week announced some awesome things. Unless you're a gamer, they're not awesome. Specifically, I'm going to go right and skip the first one. I'm going to go to the second one. Specifically announcing the long-awaited PlayStation 4 Pro or PS4K or whatever you want to call it. That was announced.
By the way, I don't really like the name. I mean, I guess it's whatever, but yeah, I don't really like that.
Not a fan of the name. Not really a fan of it. They also announced the Slim is going to be the continuation of the PlayStation 4. So eventually, the ones that we have now, you're not going to be able to find. It's going to be the new Slim model. One thing that I was talking to PJ about before he even came on here that I did not like, that they did not address, was nobody said anything about the fan. Nobody said anything about the jet engine that is inside of the PlayStation 4 that has to cool the damn thing. So I want to know how that's going to get fixed, and if anybody is out there that is going to get a PS4 Slim. Since I'm not going to be here, please contact PJ and let him know when you break it apart how they're fixing that, or just do a video of the first time that you played the game to let us know, A, is it on fire because it's too hot, or B, is it actually no more fan noise? PS4 Pro, they announced it's going to have the ability to stream in 4K. It's going to have, okay, now the 4K gaming aspect of it, from what I understand, it's not true 4K. It is an upconvert 4K. So it is not native 4K. It's an upconvert 4K. So I guess kind of 4K gaming is where I'm going to go with that.
I'm not going there. That's about the only thing I don't like about this. The PS4 Pro really is just their wording and their messaging, because this is not 4K gaming.
It sounds like Xbox when Xbox first launched the Xbox One. The messaging is just kind of all over the place, and it's like we're trying to tell you something without telling you the bad part of it, but we're going to try to spin it to make it sound positive. That's exactly what they're going for right now.
Which it's whatever. It's what they have to do as PR, but gamers aren't stupid.
No, we're not. Yet every company keeps thinking that we are.
And like especially like diehard gamers who actually like really want like 4K gaming, like understand you cannot make a 4K gaming machine for $400.
Also, the 1 terabyte hard drive, props to Sony on them upping the hard drive space. Not props to Sony on the fact that if you are running 4K gaming, if you are going to be doing 4K gaming, the amount of the file size that game is going to have to be so much more expansive that you've essentially cut the legs off of your extra hard drive space, because you're going to be able to fill it about just as much as you would be able to fill a 500 gigabyte PlayStation 4 if you're doing 4K gaming.
That was something somebody brought up with the other downfall, or what some would call a downfall, of the PlayStation 4 Pro is the lack of a 4K Blu-ray drive. Is if you're doing 4K gaming, how do you not have a 4K Blu-ray drive to play the 4K gaming?
Because PJ, everything's digital. They're just everybody that gets it on disc, you're screwed. Everybody that gets it digitally, you're okay.
You have because what is it like?
I mean, realistically, what they're
you'll-
going to do.
You'll know the problem. You might actually know the actual numbers. What's the actual numbers for how much a Blu-ray can hold and how much a 4K Blu-ray can hold? Do you know that?
I don't know it off the top of my head. I know that the 4K Blu-ray can hold a expanse more, and what I imagine they're going to do is they're going to people that buy the discs, and I'm pretty sure they just did this because the digital revolution of gaming is, I mean, it's already there with PC gamers, but with console gamers, it seems to be getting pushed more and more. People are still buying physical, but there's a lot more people out there that I have personally talked to that are buying digital. And because of that, people that buy the physical game, they're going to have to put it in their system. They're going to have to install the game anyways. When they install it, if you have a Pro, it's probably going to give you like an option or something to install the 4K beautiful version that they're just going to pull down all the extra content from the server, which now is that smart on a midnight release scale where there's a bunch of people going out to pick up the game at midnight so that they can play it. I don't think that's a good idea because those, depending on how much content is going to be getting pulled down from those servers, you might just be screwed to where you just went out at midnight to get the game to play it early, but you're going to be spending way too much time having your console download all this content so that you can play the game in 4K, and it's just going to take too long. I mean, you know what? It is what it is. There's going to be people that are going to go out and buy the PlayStation 4 Pro. I think that Sony could have gone, especially after Microsoft announced Scorpio, that they're doing Scorpio. I definitely think that Sony could have gone maybe back to the drawing board and been like, let's hold off on Scorpio or on Pro a little bit longer. Let's add some more features to it, or let's make some changes to the design. It might have upped the price a little bit on it, but I think that would have been smarter to do. But you know what? Sony's heartache isn't just over with, it's not over yet, because a great developer that gamers everywhere know and love, and except for PJ because he's crazy and for some reason he doesn't play those games.
Hey, Dishonored's good.
Oh, thank you. The one game that PJ plays. Anyways.
The rest of them.
Really?
Hey.
God.
End it the way I began it.
What are you talking about?
Talk shit about games everybody loves.
Okay, anyways. So Bethesda, they made a comment today which was not beneficial to Sony at all. And we haven't heard anything from Sony. We haven't heard their side of the argument yet, but Bethesda came out and said that the long-awaited feature for Fallout 4 players, which the Fallout 4 community is massive and rabid, and just like the Elder Scrolls community, and one of the big things that drives both of those communities is mod support. And Bethesda came out and said that the long-awaited feature of Fallout 4 mod support is not going to be coming to the PlayStation 4. And not only is it not going to be coming to the PlayStation 4, but it's not going to be coming to the newly released later this year Skyrim Enhanced Edition that's going to be coming out. That's supposed to bring mod support to the consoles for Skyrim for the very first time, as well as the updated features.
Console.
Everywhere. What?
Console. Because it's only coming to one.
Hey, it working or not working on the PlayStation 4 is yet to be on PlayStation systems in general is yet to be something we know about. I mean, that wasn't commented on. That's a whole nother hurdle that they might have to get over.
No, I'm pretty sure they already said it wasn't coming for either one, for Fallout or the Skyrim.
Well, no. Are you talking about mods or are you talking about the game?
Mods.
No, mods are not coming on the PlayStation 4 at all on the console. I thought you were talking about Skyrim not even coming to PlayStation 4 because we're not sure if it's going to work. Just like on PlayStation 3.
Oh, That one I don't know. That one I am interested to see. But I'm pretty sure they did say it was coming to PS4.
So
with it having the same architecture now, it should work properly. But we'll have to wait and see.
you hope. But every gamer out there and all the websites that I've seen that have gone over this fact about the mods not being on PlayStation 4, nobody views this as a good thing, because this pretty much means from here on out, any game that Bethesda comes out with and says, hey, this game is releasing, and by the way, it's going to have mod support, that immediately means that if you're a gamer that has an Xbox and a PlayStation 4, like myself, like PJ, like, you know, a bunch of other gamers out there, because a bunch of us have, you know, decided that we can get the best from both worlds by having multiple consoles, you're instantly losing that deciding battle of, you know, which one's going to look better. It doesn't matter, because that mod support is going to win you over every single time to get it on the Xbox. That also doesn't bode well, because of the message that it sends. Sony knows gamers want mods. They know that they were very excited about it when it was first announced, and they want mods on console. So for you as a company to pretty much say, we're not going to do this, this is pretty much you telling gamers that we're not going to listen to you going forward in the future. So that's not a good thing to have. And then, I mean, finally, this also comes after a long... This seems to come after a lot of no's. That's one of the things that people, and I've seen it on the comment threads of these articles, that PlayStation 4 defenders and hardcore fanboys and people that just have a PlayStation 4 are getting, and even people that have both consoles are getting very upset about, is that they are not liking that this year, more than the prior years since this gen of console, these gens have been out, they've been hearing a lot of no from Sony this year. Like, are you gonna go ahead and do cross-platform gaming, which is something that gamers have wanted desperately across consoles and PCs? And once Microsoft said they're open to doing it cross-platform between Xbox and PlayStation 4, they just need Sony's input. Sony has been completely silent on the situation. They haven't even said no, they've been silent on it, which is even worse than saying no, because that leaves people being like, well, if it's not going to happen, why aren't you just saying it? Why are you sitting there in the dark and just letting us stew about it? This mod thing, just another no. And, you know, this year, games that were announced at E3, are we going to get any this year? No. We're going to have to wait until next year at the earliest. So, I mean, unless it's third party, but hey, third party comes to everything. It's just not. It is Sony, the Sony of the PlayStation 3. It's the Sony thinking of the PlayStation 3 era coming back to bite them in the ass. They went very opposite of Microsoft at the start of this generation, where they were like, we are for the gamer. And now they seem to be going back into, we are for whatever makes us more money. But you know what Sony is all about right now, though, guys? Sony's completely fine with shoving PlayStation TV down your throat left and right at every turn, on every channel that you can possibly find a commercial on. They're completely okay with that.
You mean
completely okay with shoving a subscription fee down your throat to play past last-gen PS3 titles, but hey, don't worry, you can play PS2 titles. You can buy those for, you know, astronomical prices that are on there right now. It's just, I have had a PlayStation since the PS2 era. I had it, and I've had them always, and they've always been an exclusive system. And I typically play on Xbox first. That's just because that's where all my friends have been, is on Xbox. But the one thing that I have found from the PS2 era and the PS3 era that is completely different than from this era is, in the PS2 and PS3 era, I had reasons to turn my PlayStation on. I had several exclusives to keep me constantly coming back to the system to enjoy and to have fun with, and to experience new characters and everything. There's some of the Sony characters that I absolutely love, like Jack. Jack is one of my favorite all-time Sony characters. God damn it, Sony, bring Jack back.
God did nothing to you.
What?
God did nothing to you.
But that's the one thing that I find this generation is that I don't have reasons other than like maybe once or twice a year, and that if that, to go and boot up my PlayStation. Like the last reason I really had, and we even talked about it on the chat or on the cast, the last reason we really all had to jump in on our PlayStations was when Uncharted 4 came out. And that's been how long? How many months? What was that? April?
Was it April, or did it end up getting delayed to May?
I think it was delayed.
I know I
think it might have been delayed.
I know it got delayed, but I think it still ended up in April.
Still,
either way, April, May. Yeah,
still
right around there.
And we don't have anything come out this holiday from them that's exclusive. Everything they keep on announcing is, at a minimum a year to 2 years down the road.
You should play Headlander. It was a lot of fun.
I have no idea what that is. It's
an Adult Swim game. You should play it.
That makes me wary about it already.
Dude, I'll tell you, that game was a lot. You'll enjoy it. It was a lot of fun. I think it's like $20 probably. You might be able to wait for it and catch it on sale, but trust me, it's a puzzle platformer. Basically, you're a disembodied head, and you fly around connecting to different bodies that have different like laser shooting colors, so you can access different rooms and stuff.
There can only be one Headlander.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's pretty. It was a lot of fun. But
well,
yeah.
I do want to say that.
Other than that, yeah, I don't know what else you're gonna play. No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky. You mean the game that was marketed like nobody's business?
Tremendously.
Man, I honestly, dude, I have not turned No Man's Sky on since like the first or second week I bought the game. Like I haven't turned it on since then. But what was it? The one good thing that we did get at the PlayStation conference that I felt was good. I mean, we saw some cool gameplay like Spider-Man. We saw what Horizon Zero Dawn will look like on a PlayStation 4 Pro running at 4K or up converted 4K or whatever they're going with.
Yeah, we don't say that here.
The one good thing that we did see finally, also instead of 4K, I'll say HDR because HDR was there. That's a valid thing.
I can live with that commentary.
One game that we did see in HDR, and we finally got to see gameplay of, thank God, is Mass Effect Andromeda. Finally got to see 3 minutes of gameplay.
Which I still have not seen.
Told us pretty much nothing, other than the fact that it told us for the most part nothing. It looked great. Which is awesome. It does feel very Mass Effect, which is good. It's not a huge divergence from the trilogy. They did say that the person that you were playing as is the son of this family unit, and apparently we've already seen that son's father in the trailer that we saw a long time ago, where at the very end of the trailer some guy turns around and you see the N7 logo on his chest. That is apparently the father of this character that they showed in the trailer. And there's also the options for female protagonist, male protagonist are going to be broke down to brother or sister, because apparently both of them are going to be in the game, but depending on which one you choose is going to be whose story you're defining. Kind of interesting how that's going to work narrative wise. Now, when I saw this, I was talking about it with PJ on chat about a bunch of things that I saw. For instance, the fact that they showed off a new enemy type. The new enemy type sounded very. They actually used the sound effects for the Geth for them, and their enemy type name or faction name was called the Revenant, which means the word Revenant essentially means supposedly to have been thought of as gone and supposedly been dead. Now, at first I told PJ that this looks like, maybe it's maybe the Geth have returned in this form of the Revenant. Maybe it's this machine synthetic race that have essentially built technology found the old technology of the Geth and be able to build off of it. And then PJ said, the games run concurrent with the trilogy, they're just in a different part of the galaxy. So I decided to go dive in and take a look into it. And what I found is on Facebook's, on Mass Effect Andromeda's actual page on Facebook, with all of the experts of all the interviews that they've done, I pretty much found that none of the people that are talking about the game really can clearly define that timeline answer either. Because some people talked about it being in the past, because they brought up something about the Ark over Earth and whatnot, which, okay, that's awesome. Other people brought up that they're going to do callbacks to the trilogy, which would mean that it's in the future. And then some people say that it's going to happen that it was running, they said that, oh, it's running, this part is at the same time as the trilogy. So what I'm thinking is that we might get a narrative that does time jumps to explain, or there's going to be codex entries explaining past events. But yeah, I mean, all in all, the gameplay looks great. I'm really excited. EA did specifically say that, I think it was like in a month. No, not in a month. What are we in? We're in September. They said in November they're going to have a lot more for us on Mass Effect Andromeda, which I'm guessing that probably means the EA is going to do their own Sony-like keynote event or Microsoft-like keynote event or something. I can't think of any gamer show.
PlayStation Experience. Isn't that in November?
I'm not sure.
Double check. I think it's in November.
PlayStation Experience 2016. I'm not seeing oh wait, here it might be here. It's 2015. I'm not seeing anything for PlayStation Experience 2016 anywhere. PlayStation E3 Experience 2016, but yeah, not seeing a. That little event that they just had, that might have been it. From what I'm seeing here, PJ. Your mic is screwed, PJ. PJ, your mic. PJ Snowball disconnects on him from time to time, so yeah, he's switching up mics right now. But like I said, I'm not seeing anything. He's holding some camera up to me from his phone, so there might be something. I'll wait for him to jump back in here. Oh, I hear sound.
How do I sound now?
You're good.
All right, there we go.
So what'd you show me on your phone?
This Inquisitor article says Last of Us 2 may be announced at PSX 2016 in December. So apparently PSX is in December this year.
So then that would mean that whatever this is going to be earlier than that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can't think of any gamer show off the top of my head. Tokyo Gamer Show is next month, isn't it?
Unless Microsoft does something, because I know Microsoft.
There has been a rumor.
I know Phil Spencer has been out talking about they want to have something else.
There has been a rumor that they're gonna do something.
So maybe that could happen in November. I would, and if it does, I would guess towards the end of November.
Like like another
I don't-
Xbox showcase or something like that.
Yeah, exactly, something like that.
That could definitely happen.
But we still don't know anything about that. Only rumors and speculation.
Rumors and speculation. We don't comment on rumors and speculation. Of course we do. Or else,
If we
wouldn't
did,
have
we'd
much
be
to
out of
talk
a job.
about. Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. So, yeah, like I said, that was Andromeda. Hopefully, we'll hear more from EA soon. I know that everybody is looking forward to the game. I'm kind of hoping that. I mean, it would be cool. It would be cool if the games did run concurrent for like portion of the timeline, but the same problem then becomes if the game runs concurrent with the timeline, you're gonna have a lot of people wondering why you can't bring in like cameo characters or cameo squad members from the first trilogy. So,
Well, I mean, because it's a universe, and a universe is fucking huge.
true.
I mean, they could technically. I mean, they could be in the same universe and just never even know each other exist.
The thing is, though, from what they were saying on their website, so from what they were saying from the website is that above the Earth there used to be these things called the arcs, and apparently there were a crap ton of them. I don't know how many there were, but there were a crap ton of them. And apparently they put groups of people in those arcs. Now, I don't know if it was family units or whatnot for like colonization or something like that, but they put groups of people in the arcs and they shot them out into space. So like deep space or whatnot. I don't know what propelled them or anything like that. If they shot them through a Mass Effect relay or whatever. But they essentially shot them out in space. And in the trailer that we saw at E3, you see that girl waking up. Well, apparently that's the first person to wake up in this arc that's floating out in the middle of nowhere. So to me, that means that you're talking about the past prior to the trilogy. If she's waking up, that could be anywhere from concurrent with your trilogy to after the trilogy. I mean, like I said,
Exactly.
we need more information on where they plan to go with it. But we saw one of the people in the trailer was an Asari. You had a human. There was another character that was in armor. So I have no idea. It might have possibly been a oh god, I'm blanking on them right now. Can't remember what Quarian. Might have been a Quarian, possibly. The armor did not look like a Quarian armor. It looked more like a militarized armor, but
more like from what is Garrus?
Turian. It was not a Turian. I would have been able to tell if it was a Turian.
Okay.
Their armor is very specific. It was not a Turian.
Definitely not Turian. Definitely not Krogan.
No, not Krogan. Although they've said that in this game that because of the whole situation with the Ark and them getting launched out into space, you're gonna hear the unit that you play with, the family and whatnot. You're gonna hear them call Krogans, Quarian, Turians. You're gonna hear them make references to things like Mass Effect drives and everything like that with completely different terminology because of the fact that they're not going to be as caught up based off of when they were launched out there.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting because everything's going to be, from what it makes it sound is that these people were probably launched out into space shortly after, if not, it kind of sounds like they were launched out shortly after or maybe like 15 years after the first Contact War. With the Turians, so they might have a little bit of a prejudice against the Turians, possibly. You never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just where that's going. Next on our list, Battlefield 1 beta ends, and this is where I get to talk about how awesome it was. Because PJ doesn't like Battlefield, and apparently he can't shoot sniper rifles.
Apparently I can't.
It was really good. It felt good. The tanks, dear God, are the most scary things in that game. I don't really mind the more mobile tanks or the light tanks. It's the 5-person manned tanks that if you get a good enough squad that knows what they're doing and knows what their job is, and you get them fully manning a tank, I could literally see a squad getting in one tank, and if they're good enough, never having that tank explode or anything the entire match and just killing everybody. I could see that happening. Because those things are, unless you have really good coordination with your teammates, you can't do like you did in Battlefield 4. You can't try to one-on-one a tank. It will not work, especially if it's one of their the big old giant heavy tanks. One-on-oneing those will not work. They will, before you can get off as an assault class, before you can get off your 2 tank buster grenades, and then your little single throw anti-tank grenade, and then your rifle grenades, before you can get off all of that to kill it, it will destroy you. And trust me, you do need all of that to kill it. It is that strong. Flying was really cool though. I liked the flying mechanics in it, and I liked the sitting in the gunner seats and whatnot. If you had somebody really good at flying in it. I also like that if you could kill a pilot or you could kill a gunner in a plane and it wouldn't blow the plane up, the plane would just kind of coast down to the earth because of the fact of the materials it's made out of. It would just kind of glide down, and if it hit hard enough, it would kind of just fall apart or explode if it hit something that was explosive. But it was really cool to see that they took, they really, really did a deep dive into how they developed things. The bullet drop for the weapons is fantastic, as far as the fact that every gun feels unique to another gun. Like one gun you can get is the Russian marksman rifle, and it's probably got the best. It's got the best range, and it's a lever action, so you can reload with it the fastest. And its bullet drop off is it's the highest damage with lowest amount of bullet drop. But at the same time, you have to determine, how good am I with a sniper rifle? If you're like a friend or streamer that I know, the one and only Killa, he's really good with them. He only needs a one-shot rifle. It doesn't reload really quickly. If you're somebody like me, though, I need a gun that reloads quickly.
I didn't know you knew him.
The one and only Killa?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. During the Battlefield beta, I played multiple days with him on. During his stream, I was part of his.
Before that?
Huh?
How long have you known him?
I have since Battlefield 4, maybe, when Battlefield 4 first came out in the next gen.
He used to be on a podcast.
No.
Yeah, Always On Gaming.
No, didn't know that.
Unless it happens to be a name that's like almost the same. I'm pretty sure that's his streaming name, is the one and only Killa.
Yeah, the one and only Killa. He was
what's his name? I'm blanking on his name.
I have him on my friends list. He's not streaming at night though. He's taking a night off. He takes Sundays off typically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm typically watching his stream every night, and when Battlefield 1 was out, I played with him. We had an ultimate squad. We destroyed the living crap out of everybody. We were the top squad for multiple games in a row.
Yeah.
But no, overall the game is good. I'm really excited to see how the game advances in the future. Like what I'm excited to see the other maps, I guess, because playing that one over and over and over, it got tiring. And you pretty much knew that if you wanted to die a lot, you just never went for C because everybody went for C because it was in the middle point of the map. Also, the specialty classes in the game, the freaking giant minigun armored dude and the huge one-shot sniper rifle or anti-armor sniper rifle and the flamethrower. I don't know how I feel about them. I only ever got the sniper rifle and the guy with the huge minigun. I mean, the guy with the huge minigun, if you had 4 people dropping clips into you, I was able to kill 4 people that were constantly firing at me the entire time. So I mean, they're a tank. As far as the armor sniper rifle, I never really got too much time to play with it because I got to take 2 shots before somebody came up and beat me in the back of the head with a shovel. So, yeah. Although I can say that the game is awesomely brutal. Like the different weapons have different abilities. Pay attention to that, by the way. If you get the game, pay attention to your melee weapon, because so many people did not figure out until later in the beta that each melee weapon has special abilities. Like some melee weapons can get rid of barbed wire, some melee weapons can repair your vehicle, some melee weapons can actually do damage to tanks. Like, pay attention to what your melee weapon will do because it actually helps you do better builds with your character class. There was no customization of soldiers other than buying new guns that already had pre-fit attachments on them, which was unfortunate because when you spawn in as a tank class or a cavalry class or a pilot, pretty much anybody that's a vehicle, those are literally a separate class now. From when in the past you could pick an engineer and then spawn in a tank, you'd still be an engineer, or you'd still be a medic or whatnot. So your weapon loadouts can switch up depending on what you spawn in. So one of the things that a lot of people complained about that I watched on Twitch and whatnot was they hated that they would spawn in as a cavalry rider, and they would get stuck with essentially a sniper rifle that didn't have a scope on it, and they absolutely hated that because they felt that if their horse got killed and you got off the horse or you didn't have the horse to ride anymore, you were essentially pretty useless, is what they felt. So I don't know. We'll see when the game launches what it all has in store for us.
I'll have it because my little brother wants it, but we'll see.
I actually found that firing there was a add-on to the medic rifles. By the way, the medic class, freaking amazing. I love that class. I will argue that it's the best class in the game. But the medic rifles and with the assault submachine guns, you get like a little. It's not even a red dot sight. I don't even know what you'd call it that they add on to it. It's just like a little. It's essentially an old school red dot sight. The problem I had with it though is that too many of those guns have way too much recoil because they're older, and it was before we worried about really, cutting down on recoil with our firearms. And so I found it harder to shoot with guns that had those on them. I typically prefer just going with open sights because I could seemingly pop more rounds off and guide people better. And the other problem was that with the red dot sight, it's only a small area. It's like this on your gun. So there's a huge obstruction around the screen, or most of your screen is obstructed by the actual design of the sight.
Yeah.
So
That's why I hate running like ACOG sites and Call of Duty and shit sometimes.
Oh yeah, that's essentially what it was, but it wasn't.
Yeah. I hate sites that are like that. Freaking just obstruct the whole screen and you can't even see.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
Oh.
What else do we got besides Battlefield? Oh, Deathstroke got cast. So that happened.
For the upcoming standalone
Batman movie.
If
If you're a fan of True Blood, you'll probably know this guy, even though I'm going to screw his name up like nobody's business. Manganiello? Whatever, yeah. Joe
Manganiello?
Yeah, that, sure. But he was like a werewolf or something in True Blood. But yeah, he is essentially cast as Deathstroke, which I said isn't actually a bad pick because he kind of he's got the ruggedness going on of the actor that played Deathstroke in the Arrow TV series. So, it's believable that he would be an older version of that actor, which is what they're essentially going for, is an older version, which is fine. But yeah, anything else that we want to hit on? I mean, anything that else came up this week, PJ, that you can't? I mean, I talked most of this podcast, so anything that you wanted to come.
Well, it was your farewell. I had to let you get your piece in. No. Speaking of rumors and speculations, Michael had dropped something in the chat. I guess it's mostly pointless to bring it up, but I'll bring it up anyway, just in case it happens to turn out to be real.
Sweet.
Even though I think it's 99% chance it's fake. Apparently, up on Target's website, you can pre-order a PlayStation 4 Elite controller.
I remember seeing that. It looked like an Xbox controller.
The problem is it looks exactly like it's actually on Target's website. You can go to Target and you can actually buy the damn thing. You can pre-order it. But the problem is if you look at the image, exactly like an Xbox One Elite controller. Like, except for the sticks are in the right place and it's got a touchpad. It's got a PS4 touchpad. But the disc that's on the D-pad disc that's on there looks exactly like the Xbox One D-pad disc. The trigger notches on the back for the short trigger pulls looks the exact same as the ones on the Xbox One controller. Now, is it possible they can make it look like that and it's not copyrighted somehow? Yes, it's possible, but I highly doubt it. So I am guessing this is false, especially since now we've had the PlayStation event and no PlayStation 4 Elite controller or special controller or controller. Oh, that's another thing that came out of the freaking PlayStation conference. There's a new PS4 camera.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. There's a new PS4 camera, but you still got the shitty ass PS4 controller.
They also announced the update. We didn't mention that either. That there apparently a update will be coming to all PlayStation 4s that allow for 4K HDR.
Not 4K, HDR. HDR is technically not 4K.
No.
Okay. Well, I just want to be clear with our listeners. So
it's just high dynamic range. All that high dynamic range is it allows you to get a greater spectrum of colors.
Exactly.
That is all high dynamic ranges. Now, as far as the TV Commission is concerned, the FD, oh God, what do they call them? FTC? Is that it? No, FTC?
FCC.
FCC, thank you. Anyways, according to the FCC, they are still trying to, or they lock down that things that should have HDR should be anything that is been titled Ultra HD, because when they first started doing 4K, a lot of people were putting it as UHD. So I don't know, because there's a lot of TVs out there. Like I have a 4K TV that doesn't do high dynamic range. So what I'm guessing is any TV that was considered a UHD TV will eventually get a update I know that Vizio has been pumping out updates for some of their lower end TVs that didn't have HDR support that now support HDR. So, it's eventually something that we might see in the future. So, the only thing I would say for anybody out there that hasn't looked into the HDR 4K world of gaming yet, or what's going to come down, is whatever you do, do not get don't go LG right now. Wait on an LG. If you're going to do anything, get Samsung, get somebody else, because LG is going with an HDR version called Dolby Vision. Everybody else seems to be going HDR10. Even the video gaming consoles are going HDR10. So I don't see Dolby Vision staying around at all as a proprietary type of HDR. So do your research before you go out and buy a 4K TV. If you're looking at getting into this generation of 4K HDR gaming, do your research. Ask your people at your stores, but also do your research on your own, because half of the time the people in the stores have no idea what they're talking about.
Unless you just want something that's pretty good size and looks decent.
Yeah,
and go to Walmart and buy a $300 Scepter 4K TV like I did. It's a $300 4K TV. How can you turn a $300 50-inch 4K TV down?
No, it's not bad. One of the things that also happened...
It doesn't support HDR10, but hey, it's $300.
But one of the things I did see that I did not put on the list is if you are an Xbox One gamer, or you own an Xbox One, and you liked the Bayonetta games, Bayonetta 1 is now available via backwards compatibility on Xbox One. So go out there, grab that, play it. Also, one of our members who is not here anymore, he did not get a farewell cast like I am getting right now. John, he absolutely loved both Bayonetta games. He referenced them to be like Ninja Gaiden games on the 360. So if you haven't played it and you play the Ninja Gaiden games, go out there, get it, play it, enjoy it, and let us know what you think. Yeah, I don't think we have anything else unless I can find something while I'm scrolling, which I can't.
Did you see something about the Microsoft was working on with Intel about a VR system?
So
I
haven't heard anything about Microsoft working with Intel. The only thing that I've heard about Microsoft in VR is that Microsoft has partnered with Oculus. This was actually a conversation that came up in last night on one of the one and only Killa's streams. In his chat, was people were talking about what they were going to do with VR, and I commented on it and said that I believe that what's going to happen is Microsoft's partner with Oculus. So when they launch the Scorpio, there is a very good chance that we might see multiple SKUs of the Scorpio, specifically two. One that is just the Scorpio on itself, or one that includes the Scorpio with an Oculus Rift. I think that is a very, very big possibility. I don't know what the price point would be. It's probably going to be something outrageous, unless the price of the Oculus obviously comes down within the next year, which I imagine it will, but I don't think it's going to be anything too expansive of a drop or too huge of a drop. But yeah, I haven't heard anything about Intel and them working on anything together.
Okay, well this is according to TickGN podcast or .com, and I know they're a smaller. Most people haven't heard of them, but they actually have a pretty good connection with Microsoft. So most of their Microsoft stuff I usually tend to believe. It says more light has been shed on the mystery of Microsoft's plans for virtual reality. The software giant is partnering with Intel to make VR hardware successful among Windows users, a market where currently Oculus Rift and HTC Vive have only enjoyed mediocre success. Keen not to recreate errors of their competition, Intel has a different approach in mind for their VR hardware, which is known as Alloy. And basically what it is, Alloy is they recently demonstrated it on their developer forum, and the headset is packed with a number of exclusive technologies such as Intel's RealSense 3D for imaging.
Mhm.
But Intel doesn't plan to actually make the headsets. This article says they're going to treat it kind of like a technology, like a patent, and then license that patent out to other hardware makers so they can make it with their technology. So it'll be like Blu-ray. Sony does with Blu-ray players, basically. Intel license out their technology so other people can make their hardware using their technology. So like if Oculus was to be basically how almost everything, most things in this world are, like how Nvidia basically license out their video cards, and they're made by a whole bunch of different manufacturers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's still an Intel Alloy product, but it's made by MSI and
Well, it's the same
whatever.
thing how Intel license
Yeah.
out their stuff for their the processors too.
Yeah, exactly.
They have a bunch of different people that make the
But
processors.
apparently, like I said, that's that. So there may not be a true Oculus partnership coming. It may be this Alloy thing. Yeah, like I said, when I seen that pop up, I was like, let me look at this. But yeah, I think that's.
The only other thing,
Walking Dead is returning for season 3 in November. We got that officially announced.
The only other thing I did see that I didn't put on here, PJ, was that Microsoft recently. This is an article from 2 days ago on the September 9th. I got this via IGN. They shared the results of a report from an analytics firm, IHS Markit, which tests the connection speed the connection and service between Xbox Live and PlayStation N, or PSN, not PlayStation N, PSN. And they have claimed that the Xbox Live service is fastest and most reliable gaming network between the two. They apparently tested speed and reliability across a variety of metrics, and Microsoft service came out on top for the majority of the categories. In terms of reliability, Xbox Live had a better score for login time to network, login time to game servers, and uninterrupted play, while there is no noticeable difference when it comes to matchmaking. In terms of speed, Xbox Live is speedier at logging into both the network and game server and has a faster time to upload. Once again, there is no noticeable difference between PSN and Xbox Live when it comes to speed of matchmaking. Overall quality of experience combined both speed and reliability metrics while also including other indicators of game quality, such as the ability to join gameplay with friends and share achievements, as well as the quality of sound or voice chat, says the report.
I did see that article.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then apparently Tomb Raider series got a new director, and they come from Battlefield Hardline and Dead Space, so they came from EA's DICE.
That's an interesting new director to head Tomb Raider.
Exactly. I kind of thought the same thing.
Interesting choice.
Yeah, like I don't know how much story that dude's got in him, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. I mean, I guess Dead Space had a pretty good story.
God, that's a series. That's a series I need to even play. I never finished the first Dead Space, and I've been meaning to finish that as well as the other two.
Yeah.
But the holiday gaming is upon us, starting on Tuesday with ReCore, so I'm never going to get to Dead Space, ever.
Yeah, we got ReCore, we got freaking Forza
the week afterwards.
Mafia 3, Battlefield.
It's all
Titanfall.
It's all coming.
Dumb game you guys like.
Which one? Skyrim?
Gears of War.
Oh, I love Gears of War. Shut up, man. Horde Mode 3.0 looks sick. Watch 25-minute gameplay trailer of the Horde Mode 3.0, and it looks awesome. Although the new enemy
happy for you.
The new enemy types are gonna be. I'm not okay with all the flying enemy types that I saw in there, because I hate enemy types in Gears of War that have the ability to fly. Can't
Well,
stand
yeah,
them.
because you move like you're in mud.
Shut up.
Sorry.
It's a cover-based shooter, man. It's not supposed to be running around. You're supposed to be using cover.
Okay. Okay.
All right, but we're gonna get out of here, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me do my farewell podcast, and I'll let PJ
Yeah, we will.
drop all the knowledge for you.
Yeah, we will sadly miss you, buddy. Hopefully, we can bring you when you guys get closer to releasing shit. We can bring you back on to talk about that shit.
Oh yeah, when we get close to releasing anything, because I have no idea what we're working on.
Yeah, whatever that happens to be.
Yeah.
All right, so thanks for joining us. Tweet your questions, comments, and concerns to @CNT Podcast, or shoot us an email to podcast@cleverlynamedgames.com. Like us on Facebook. If you're watching here on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you're just listening to the podcast, you can find us on live. We try to do every Sunday, but that usually doesn't happen. But
Nope.
youtube.com/cleverlynamedgames. Go over there and subscribe to us, and we try to get on a semi-regular basis at least. Yeah, thanks for joining us, and say goodbye.
Later, guys.
My name is PJ. I like presents.